Hey guys, now I'm going to take a look at the Marvel Legends Age of Apocalypse Shadowcat. A quick look at the top of the box, we have the Age of Apocalypse logo. Down to the bottom of the box, some product information. And over to the side, an artwork of Shadowcat going into battle with green accents around her. On to the back of the box, that same artwork of Shadowcat, description of Shadowcat over here, as well as the rest of the characters in the wave. And down to the last side, we see that same sort of artwork, so let's go ahead and get her open. And out of the box we see the action figure in the plastic tray. She comes with 2 interchangeable fists, 2 bracelets with the claws extended, as well as the Colossus Build-A-Figure torso. Her 2 fists are cast in a metallic looking blue plastic with flesh tone paint for the fingers. These fists are articulated in as well as outwards. She also comes with 2 bracelets where the claws are extended. These bracelets are painted with a gunmetal silver paint, so that's a nice touch. The claws are sculpted as they extend from the bracelet and they have segments in them. And there's also some panel detail on the insides of the bracelets as well. So we just need to pop her right hand off and slide that bracelet off her right wrist. For the bracelets with the extended claws, there is one particular bracelet that has an R inscripted on the inside, so we just need to slide that on and it should fit on snugly, and pop that closed fist onto that peg. And Shadowcat looks pretty cool with the claws extended from her bracelet. These claws are actually a really flexible plastic. I do wish that they were made a little more rigid so that they wouldn't be so warped out of the packaging. And here's something to note: when you swap the default bracelets with the retracted claws back in, I don't think they actually have any inscriptions on the inside, so just go through a process of trial and error. The right bracelet shouldn't fit so well on the left wrist, so you can identify the correct bracelet by the way it sits snugly on that wrist. In terms of sculpt, Shadowcat is on a shorter build compared to the earlier Kitty Pryde figure that we received in the Juggernaut wave. The upper part of her body is a completely new sculpt, with her legs reused from Lady Deathstrike. Shadowcat has a pretty head sculpt with a pixie haircut, sharp paint applications for her brown eyebrows, as well as her blue eyes with some eyeliner. Also very sharply applied paint for her lipstick on her lips, and some white paint applications for the teeth in her sneer. The white paint appears to miss her lower row of teeth, but I suppose you can fix that with a little bit of white paint. So the overall face sculpt is really nice. She's got a sneer on her face and she looks ready to jump into battle. Her hairpiece is cast from a dark yellow or orange plastic, and it's got nice textures in them all the way to the back. I don't think it's got a dark wash on it, but it actually catches the light, so all the details and textures actually show up really well. Her upper torso is cast in a flesh tone plastic with metallic blue paint for her top as well as her choker. Again, really sharp paint applications for that pendant. I'm really impressed with how this is executed with no bleed at all. Onto her arms. The upper part of her arms are cast in a flesh tone plastic as well, with a metallic blue paint for her arm bands, and that matches really well with the metallic blue plastic that's used for the rest of her lower arm. There are lines sculpted into the armband, and that matches the design elements on her torso. She's also got a belt on her waist. This is also painted in silver to match her bracelets, and it also catches the light really well. There are some utility compartments as well as the X logo in the middle. Once again, also very sharply painted. On the back of the figure, we can see the line design elements from the torso onto the armbands as well as it carries onto the legs. And while the legs are completely unpainted, just cast in that metallic looking blue plastic, the metallic shiny quality of the plastic as well as the sculpted line detail helps to keep the sculpt of the legs looking interesting even though there's no paint applied. If you want to see a bad example of reuse of sculpt with no design elements or paint, you can check out my review of the Age of Apocalypse Cyclops action figure. Now that was really bad. In terms of articulation, her head is on a double ball dumbbell joint with one ball going into her head and the other in her neck. So that gets you 360 rotation, very good tilt left as well as right. But because of the dumbbell joint, you will see a little more exposure of the joint from the side. She can also look down pretty well as up. Swivel hinge at the shoulder, so that goes 360 as well as hitting out that far. She's got a swivel just above her elbow, so that goes 360. Single hinge at the elbow that gets you past 90 degrees. Pretty decent for a single hinge. Swivel hinge at the wrist, so that goes 360 as well, and articulating in as well as out. She's got a mid-torso ball joint, so that gets you swinging her 360 as well. You can tilt her sideways right as well as left. She's also got an ab crunch, and that means you can bend her backward as well as forward, but that range isn't really great. So I might have to do a little bit of Dremel to modify that joint and get more range out of it. Ball joints at the hips, so that gets you outward that far. And no problems forward and backward as well. Upper thigh swivel, so that gets you 360. Double jointed pinless knees, and that gets you quite a bit of range. There's not that much ankle tilt upwards, but you can get her downwards quite a fair bit, as well as very good ankle pivot outwards, as well as inwards. Her overall scheme of articulation works fine, and she's pretty fun to handle once you start using her spare fists and her extended claws, but I definitely feel she needs more range in that mid-torso ball joint. Shadowcat stands at just about 6 inches or just over 15 centimeters. Here she is with Blink, Jean Grey and Rogue, Cyclops, Weapon X and Sabretooth, Sunfire and Iceman, Apocalypse and Dark Beast, some G.I. Joe Classified series, and some Star Wars Black series. Shadowcat is a really well executed figure. The torso ball joint could be improved for better range, and her claws could have been cast in a more rigid plastic so they wouldn't be warped out of the box. But the figure itself really pops with the use of the metallic blue plastic, super sharp paint applications on her head sculpt and the pendant on her neck, and the extended claws and alternate fists are fun to play with. I can't wait to get her posed beside the assembled Colossus build-up figure. Please like and share this video, let me know what you think in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel for more toy reviews. Also, don't forget to check out my new TikTok channel in the description below. Thanks for watching, take care and stay safe.